And now to part two. This is the third of our co-main events. This is the third of our quadruple main event for next week's June 4th Mega Show. It is the Antarctic Frontier of Anarchy match. War Games, Ultimate Jeopardy style. 14 participants in a steel bulletproof plexiglass cage, each carrying a weapon of their choice. And those twin cages, they're not going to be surrounded by chain link fence. It'll not be surrounded by wrought iron bars. It'll not be surrounded by 2 miles of chain. It'll not be surrounded by chicken wire. And it will not be surrounded by bamboo. It will only be surrounded, those twin cages will be surrounded by bulletproof plexiglass. And in 1994, Ultimate Jeopardy. It is War Games, Ultimate Jeopardy. A match no one can afford to lose. On one side, we have Team Impact Wrestling. Featuring the Impact World Champion Tessa Blanchard, Knockouts Champion Jordan Grace, X Division Champion Willie Mack, also featuring Rich Swann, Eddie Edwards. Whoever wins either Ace Austin or Trey Miguel, whoever wins that and tournament number one contenders tournament will put that number one contendership on the line in this match. And finally, Taya Valkyrie, La Huera Loca. And they will be facing Team MLW, a combined force of Team Filthy and Team Injustice. We got Team Filthy. Filthy Tom Lawler, Dominic Garini, Eric Stevens, King Mo Luau, Myron Reed, and Team Injustice. The MLW middleweight champion Myron Reed, Koto Brazil, and Jordan Oliver. It's Ultimate Jeopardy, a match no one can afford to lose. And let me give you the rules. There are 13 periods in the Antarctic Frontier of Anarchy match. The first period will last 5 minutes. All other periods will be 2 minutes in length. One wrestler from each team will begin the match. And after the conclusion of the 5-minute period, the head referee will then flip a coin. The team that wins the coin toss will get the main handicap advantage by sending in its second wrestler into the Antarctic Frontier of Anarchy and will maintain the majority of that advantage throughout this match. And at the conclusion of the second period, the disadvantaged team will send its second wrestler in. Teams alternate during remaining periods until all 14 are in this Antarctic Frontier of Anarchy. And at that point, the match beyond begins, in which the match beyond can only end by pinfall, submission, knockout, or surrender. No countouts, no disqualifications. Official time will be kept at ringside, and the head referee will have final say in the Antarctic Frontier of Anarchy, the first ever Antarctic Frontier of Anarchy match. And since this is Ultimate Jeopardy, a match no one can afford to lose, here are the stipulations. If any member of Injustice loses this match, then Myron Reed will give up his MLW World Middleweight title, and Injustice will leave MLW forever, and they'll go to Impact Wrestling. If Willie Mack or Rich Swann lose, they must split up as a tag team. Whoever wins that number one contenders tournament, either Ace Austin or Trey Miguel, if one of them will lose that number one contender status that they won in their tournament and given to an MLW representative. If Jordan Grace loses, she will be stripped of the Impact Knockouts title. If Eddie Edwards loses, then an MLW representative will go out with Alicia Edwards for 30 days. If Taya Valkyrie loses this match, then her manager, Johnny Bravo, will be locked in the Antarctic Frontier of Anarchy for 5 minutes with Team Filthy and Injustice. If Tessa Blanchard loses, she will lose the Impact World Championship to an MLW representative that defeats her. And if Filthy Tom Lawler or any member of Team Filthy loses this match, Filthy Tom Lawler will get his head shaved in the middle of the ring at the Zevo Super So that is the stipulations for the Antarctic